Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today it is Thursday, which means it is time for your normally scheduled weekly replay video. And in today's video, yes, your eyes do not deceive you. That is a Gato right there. Don't click off just yet. This match should be pretty entertaining. I mean, I know submarines are CV players, most favorite class because they finally took some of the heat off of the CV players for being, well, despised by the community, but I think you're going to want to stick around for this one. Now, I say I think that because this is a live reaction replay video, so I'm sitting down and watching this for the very first time with you guys. It's like we're right next to each other, snuggled up on the couch, in your bed, or maybe sharing the toilet together as we watch this match. So you guys get my genuine live reaction to whatever it is that happens in the video. It's a little bit more entertaining, in my opinion, than, just a normal, more analytical replay video. But yes, the Gato. This is an interesting submarine. You see, she had one trick up her sleeve, and that trick's kind of been removed from the game. The Gato was the king of shotgunning back in the day. And what makes the Gato so good about this is that what good. See, it's all live. So if I get fumbled up, I gotta start all over live. What makes the Gato so great at shotgunning is the fact that she has basically a gearing rack of torpedoes in the front of the ship. And as you can see, she can go 34 knots at periscope depth with a 2.1 kilometer detection range. You can drive up next to the enemy ships, blast them with these gearing torps, and then sail away before they ever knew you were there. However, of course, as I'm sure many of you guys are well aware, they removed shotgunning from the game by adding in a 3-kilometer arming range for submarine launched torpedoes, which means that you can't just walk up to somebody and blast them from 3 kilometers in anymore. You might be thinking, well, Sealord, they still have 3 kilometers to play with, right? But that's still pretty close. Well, you see, with the way that the game works and the game scale and such, a 3-kilometer arming range essentially means that you really have like 5 kilometers of range on your torpedoes before they can actually do anything, because the way that some ships, if they're sailing toward you, they're going to be closing that distance incredibly fast, so they might start 5 kilometers away from you, but if they're sailing towards you, they're going to cross that 3-kilometer threshold more than likely before your torpedoes get there. So what that did essentially is push out these shotgunning runs to 5+ kilometers, which is a little bit more comfortable of a range to be able to, maneuver and such if you know a submarine's there. Obviously, if the submarine's still very stealthy, you have no idea that they're there, they still can pull off some pretty goofy things. But again, you can't just walk up to somebody and blast them like you used to be able to do back in the day with the Gato. So, today's driver is one Mr. Anyhydrax. However you say your name, bud, please let me know in the comments down below. So this is a tier 10 game. This is Arms Race, and Arms Race is a pretty interesting mode. It's a mode that I didn't think was going to make it into the game full force into random battles, because it's a little more arcadey than like standard battles of domination. But hold up a second, we have a North Carolina, speaking about that 3-kilometer arming distance, sailing by at 3 kilometers coming around this island. He gets the rear torpedo tubes off on the North Carolina, and those look like they're going to be pretty good hits. Let's see, the North Carolina might maneuver, but oh my god, hits him with all 3, nukes him for 47k, and there goes the North Carolina, getting just over the threshold needed for devastating strike. Okay, after I talk about how the engagement range is basically pushed out to 5 kilometers, he pulls that off, but yeah. So, now, see, here's my thing, like, that right there, that could have been done by any destroyer. North Carolina was spotted, he was coming around an island, any destroyer could have done the exact same thing, right? So the 5-kilometer arming range really made the Gato here more of like, a more torpedo-focused gearing, essentially, without any deck guns, right? That's super stealthy. And that's what most of these unguided torpedo submarines are like. Torpedo submarines like the Gato, the I-56. This Schlieffen is about to eat some torpedoes here as well. And there goes his battery timer for getting just under, 50 seconds? 1 minute. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Another depth strike on the Schlieffen. Okay. Now, the Schlieffen has hydro, so that's kind of on the Schlieffen. He got himself in between that island, didn't give himself any space to maneuver, and now he is sunk. Hello, Njord. 5 kilometers, but he's catching all these ships at like the perfect moment too. They're either going broadside onto him, coming around an island, or stuck up against an island. Njord, those might be a little bit hard to pull this off. I would think that the Njord would realize that, hey, my North Carolina just got nuked. My buddy there, the Schlieffen, just got nuked. Perhaps I should not sell in a straight line, as he is. Okay, no, he's turning a little bit. He's turning a little bit. Didn't turn a lot. Oh, he's turning back into the torps now. Okay. There's submarine surveillance, and this is probably going to hurt the Njord here a little bit. 3 torpedoes look like they are going to hit. 1, 2. There we go. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Disregard everything I said about the Gato being nerfed. 3 dev strikes back to back to back. And what's really messed up is as he's pulling this off, his team is still dying quite quickly. 3 of the 4 kills on the enemy team are from Anhydrix here. Anhydrix. However you say your name, dude. I've seen you more than a few times in game. But his team just keeps perishing just as fast. Now, of course, too, this is probably, you know, where some people are typing in the comment section, oh, this is why submarines are so broken. Look, again, if you don't realize that after your North Carolina and your Schlieffen got nuked, that there's a submarine around and you need to do some maneuverings, I mean, that's kind of on you, buddy. It's, again, replace this with like a Shimakaze or something. If you see 2 of your ships get nuked by a Shimakaze in a short matter of time, you should know there's a Shimakaze around and you need to start maneuvering. So awareness is something that unfortunately a lot of the player base does lack. But yeah. All right. So as he's getting out from he's going to hit those torps in that Tulsa. No. Tulsa's going to escape. Maybe. What's really funny too is that, of course, what the Gato's known for shotgunning is, you know, only a small bit of range on its torpedoes, and it's got this 16.5 kilometer range. So, like, technically, you could, you know, launch torpedoes at, like, you know, this Sashio or Minotaur on the edge of his range, but of course, that's just so far to try and predict how they're going to maneuver with so few torpedoes. All right, so you got a Tulsa, Minotaur, and a Niparanga about. And it's, again, oddly enough, a close game, even though man's got 3 dev strikes off the bat with the match, barely getting past the 8-minute mark here. But what did you just spot? The Kleber. See, the Kleber is in the A-cap, so is the Asashio. Well, the Asashio looks like it might be in the A-cap. So the Tulsa's getting to the A-cap as well. So even though his team does have a single ship advantage, although now it's not a single ship advantage because the Kansas is no longer with us. They're not in the middle of the map, where the key area to spawn in Arms Race. And the key area in Arms Race does generate a stupid amount of points. There goes the Vyazma. It's like 10 points every tick, and the tick's like every 2 seconds. So you definitely want to grab that, because that can very quickly shift the tide of battle. So he launched some torps at the Minotaur smokescreen. Once again, be advised, when you do lay a smokescreen, someone around you has launched torpedoes at you, so don't get too comfortable in that smokescreen. As you see here, with the smokescreen, I'm assuming the Asashio put up. Look at that! Call me Nostradamus right there. What I tell you, don't get too comfortable in those smokescreens. Alright, so the Asashio's down, but the Kleber is capping, which is wild for a Kleber to be capping. Tulsa here might eat some of these deep waters. I think the Janon's deep waters. Oh, look at that! He hit the Minotaur. Get him high caliber. I think the Janon has the deep waters that can hit cruisers. We're about to find out. Yes, she does, because there goes most of the Tulsa's HP. It's really fun because I really do like the Janon. I just haven't played it in a minute, and I don't remember if it has those deep waters. These just the Asashio that has the battleship and carrier exclusive torps. That looks like a dead Tulsa. That looks very good. He drops a couple of more, although that's well within the arming range, so they aren't going to do too much damage if that second set of 3 does hit. There you go. There goes a Tulsa, along with the enemy Minotaur. So now it is a hi, Whale Shark. How's it going there, buddy? So now it is, what, 5v4 right now. And you got the other submarines. While that the U-2501 has survived for this long, along with the fact that it's wild that our hero here has survived for this long as well. Most submarines, of course, they die in the first few minutes of the game. There goes the Ipiranga. Oh, so the Kleber is still in the cap. Now that's going to be a much harder target for Anhydrix here to deal with, because Kleber is fast, and Kleber's a destroyer, which means that the manual torpedoes are going to be a little bit harder to land on him, although knowing the fact that I just said that, he's probably just going to come around the corner and just blap him here with some torps. It does have homing torpedoes, but she only has like a 6-kilometer range on her homing torpedoes, the Gato. So that's a little more difficult to get to work. So rear torps at the island where the Kleber is probably hiding right now, trying to get this cap. The gearing is in the cap with the Kleber, so he's contesting it at least. So that means the enemy team will not be acquiring that nice juicy point income as long as he's contesting that cap. All right, and Hydrix turned around. And let's see, what does the Kleber do? Is he going to keep hiding? Is he going to come out? He can very much win the fight with the gearing, the Kleber can. Much better guns than the gearing. And it's a Kleber. Gets the French damage saturation, where it basically takes half the amount of damage that it should. So it looks like they're both just going to sell right at the man. Granted, no, they do have a 2-ship advantage over the enemy team right now, but you don't want to get too cocky. Brief use of his hydrophone right there. Oh, there goes a Schlieffen. Golden Lou carpet bombs a Schlieffen out of existence. So now it's a 4v3. 330 versus 330. Tied for points. Very close on ships. 8 minutes left on the clock. 209,000 damage done so far. Oh, there's the Kleber. He was not hiding at the island where everyone thought he was hiding at. Alright, so yeah, he's swapping over to his homing torps. Going down to periscope depth. Is he going to launch? No, he's going to launch the ping first and then launch the torps. Interesting. He's probably going to clear that first ping. Eats a gearing torp there. Gets 2 torps out. Yeah, he has cleared the ping. Alright, the gearing's going to get him here. Oh, the Jeannon. Oh, I forgot the Jeannon's back there. Alright. The Jeannon and the gearing team up to bully the Kleber out of existence. I was about to say, dang, gearing? Must be a gun-built gearing. But no, it was the Jeannon dogpiling him. Ah, there's the Golden Lou, who I think he's claimed a good amount. Yeah, a good amount of the kills for the enemy team so far. So you have a Golden Lou, you still have a U-2501 somewhere abouts. And obviously if the 2501 has survived this far, he very much knows what he's doing in this 2501. So that's a very scary prospect. They might get the cap here if our hero stays undetected. Now, it looks like the Golden Lou's turning away. Oh, there's some gearing torps. Golden Lou's turning away for the time being. Probably trying to wait for his airstrike some of cooldown to where he can carpet bomb some of the green players in the cap. So right now this is, well, the green team's match to lose, but of course we've seen, bigger throws than this. But let's see what happens here. So if I'm the Golden Lou, I'm going to try and take out the Jeannon because I know I can bully him with my guns. And then the Mets very much, oh, there is the 2501. The Mets is very much bullyable with the airstrikes because, well, it's the Mets. And let's see. All right. Torps out. Looks like he's expecting the Golden Lou to turn back out there, so he shorted some of those torpedoes. Now the 2501, of course, if he sells to within his oh, there we go. There he is. Hello, Mr. 2501. So he has to pop out of... No, he's staying underwater. Look at that. All right. So ping out on the 2501, lands a ping on the 2501, got the guided torpedoes ready to go, launches four of them at the 2501. 2501 clears the ping. Surprised he waited that long to do that. All right, there goes the gearing and the Jeannon torpedoes at the Golden Lou. The Golden Lou's not going to hit any of the sub-torps. He might catch that one stray gearing torpedo. Maybe 1 or 2 gearing torps if he stays on this course. He probably won't, of course. Yep, those missed. So what's the 2501 do? The 2501 is actually getting ran down by the gearing right now. So gearing's either about to get himself a kill here, or he's about to get killed. Which, yeah, we'll see. U-2501 might use his final torpedo on the gearing. Up, there he is. 2501 is spotted. Looks like we are staying laser focused on the Golden Lou, though. Oh yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He might have got some torps off there at the gearing. Maybe. But that should be a dead 2501. Right? Right? No, he escapes. What? Well, because the Janan doesn't have the airstrike. The Mets does, but the Janan doesn't. Neither does the Gearing. They both have deck-mounted depth charges. So, 2501 escapes by the skin of his friggin' teeth. I'm not sure how the healing buff works on the submarines. I think they have to be at the surface to use it. Oh, and the 2501 has his hydrophone going. Or submarine surveillance going, my bad. Alright, guided torpedoes into the nose of the Golden Lou. He doesn't have the double ping, so he won't get the bonus to the damage. Swaps back over to his unguided torps, although that is within the 3-kilometer arming range, so this is going to be a little tight. Goes on the surface! What is he doing? So 3 in the nose for a grand total of 5,000 damage. Sorry, 2 torpedoes in the nose for 5,000 damage. Oh, is the madman trying to get under his guns? I think he is. And he might very well be able to do that here. Alright, some more torps in the nose. Oh no! He's using his final torpedo, ladies and gentlemen. And boop! There we go. And there's Confederate with Halsey right there. Oh, they did get the 2501. Oh man, that's funny. So that would have been if he hadn't sunk there, he would have gotten an amazing boost to his torpedoes. Threw a Kraken for this moment. Yeah, you did it. And a Hydrax. Alright, let's see. The Golden Lou's gotta get murdered here, right? He's gonna eat one of these deep water torps, isn't he? No, he managed to avoid that too, but here comes the rainbow of HE from the Gearing and the Janan, and there we go. 231,000 damage, 4 kills. This is an absurd sub game, by the way. Subs do not get a lot of damage at all. So I promise you that's an E. Absolutely that's an E for his rating. 3 dev strikes. Confederate, high caliber, 1 kill from a Kraken, 17 torpedo hits, 4 incapacitations, 6 secondary hits, which is wild on a sub, 7 floods, and let's see. Holy crap, 3,700 base XP. I wonder what class this man likes to play. 3,700 base XP. It's almost a 4,000 base XP game because, yes, submarine performance is that low. So that's how their base XP is adjusted. Don't get me wrong. This is an amazing game in any class. This is an amazing game, obviously, right? I'm just saying that, you know, because of how submarines function, that's how their base XP is adjusted. But that does. I mean, again, think about how many submarines you run into that they just die in 2 minutes. It's a lot of them. So, Anhydrix here. Anhydrix. I don't know, buddy. Just let me know how you say your name in the comments down below. Great match, my guy. Thank you very much for sending it in. So, if you have a replay like this, even if it's in a submarine, destroyer, carrier, battleship, cruiser, whatever, feel free to send it into the replay submission email and the link down in the link. Yeah, you'll find that linked down below. That's proper English. You can also join the Discord and submit your replays there on the replay channel. Either or will work. Just make sure you get it in if you've got a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful Thursday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.